concerns. I think this is nothing new here. The U.S. market in particular is sort of, a lot of people think it's a mature market. Last quarter, or the most recent quarter, Netflix added 70,000 subscribers there. In the previous quarter, they actually lost subscribers. So it'll be interesting to see how the company can continue to attract users domestically. And again, the crowded streaming market, there's a number of new streaming players out there, large ones like Disney, Amazon Prime, and then smaller ones like you have Discovery, you have Paramount, you have NBC's Peacock. And then also with the NFL in full swing, you have the NBA starting, sort of a lot of different entertainment options out there for viewers, in the evening. So yeah, those are some concerns for investors to look out for.
Yeah, can you leave the slide up?
Yeah.
So I love that you called out the international subscriber growth, which is what, 90+% of the overall subscriber growth, which is really stellar.
Right.
And the fact that they're maintaining UCAN is United States and Canada, the fact that they're maintaining against a surging Disney Plus and other streaming solutions, I think is positive for as long as Netflix is in the business. To me, I mean, this just looks like a great quarter all around, but the fact that they just, met expectations. And even this 83% earnings per share beat of 83%, that's fantastic. But the right. Market, it's essentially flat after hours. And so it'll be interesting to see what Netflix does tomorrow after the management call, and more shareholders have had a chance to look at the results.
Yeah, and just wanted to add about the EPS. So last year, because content production had slowed, Netflix wasn't sort of expensing a lot of their content costs, and so you saw, or sorry, that's not what I'm saying, but I think the EPS varies, obviously, like I said, with the production delays and stuff. So you're gonna have kind of lumpiness with that, especially with last year. And so I think in the fourth quarter, they're expecting that EPS to be, I don't know, just maybe in the teens growth from Q4 of the previous year. And that's because, like I said, they're releasing a huge slate of content, and then they have to, amortize that or expense it in that period that it's released. So that starts, and that sort of depresses that EPS. So the EPS figure is kind of lumpy, and I think looking at that over the long term is obviously will give investors a better signal. But unsurprisingly for Netflix, it's all about the subscriber growth, and so to see them beat on that, I think is a real positive for investors.
No, yeah, I think this is pretty solid all around, and certainly the renewed commitment to free cash flow positive is something that shareholders have been waiting for a long time. And so, this transition to that, how they're going to get to free cash flow positive and sort of the lumpiness, I think is something that investors should expect over the next probably couple quarters till this thing straightens out, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's just a great sign that they felt, not only did they mention that they plan to be sustainably free cash flow positive in 2022, but then this year, in the first quarter of 2021, they already instituted a buyback program. So the confidence that they will continue, or that they will sustainably generate free cash flow, they didn't wait on that to happen. They actually announced the share buyback. And so I think that's a good sign.
Oh, super. Yeah, kind of the only thing, of everything that you showed here that's kind of a bummer is the stock has trailed the market over the last year.
Yeah, and I think that again, that's probably, you can see sort of in the summer months, it was really trailing the S&P 500. I think a lot of that has to do with just the competition in the space. And I think that might present investors with an opportunity where the stock has trailed the market. You heard Disney CEO, I think a couple of weeks ago, talk about Disney Plus subscriber numbers are lowering the expectations for that. And so that kind of plays to Netflix's favor, where you see you come out with a quarter where you exceed on subscriber numbers. It could be a buying opportunity for investors.
Yep. Well, fantastic update, Neil. Any final comments to close out Netflix?
Yeah, I going back to Squid Game, I think quickly Netflix came out with it created $900 million in value for the company, which I don't think anybody really knows what that means. But just the fact that I think the budget for that was $21 million, and I think a lot of the subscriber growth had to do with Squid Game. So we'll see. I think paying attention to the churn in the following quarter, how many of these subscribers just signed up to watch the show and then will just cancel their membership. We'll see what happens there. But I think Squid Game, there's a potential for future seasons, and then Netflix is already selling merchandise with Squid Game, and then it could turn into a video game. I mean, there's a lot of monetization in the future, so we'll see what happens there.
That'll be interesting. Halloween's coming up. We'll see if any of the kids are dressed up as Squid Game players.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much.